fans were not the only ones here filling the streets and Capitol Square earlier today. There were people from Tennessee, Ohio, and even Colorado. There can't always be a police officer in front of your house watching what's happening, but the Waynesboro Police Department says they can use Ring cameras to see what's going on in your front yard. And you can see how much our small car fills this road. And so neighbors nearby have concerns about what it would be like if tractor trailers started using the road as well. Stanton Station has been empty for about 10 years, but now when you take a look through these windows, you'll get a little peek into the past. It all started with the idea of two students at Fort Defiance High School, but they never imagined that it would become this big of a project. So this is a new show at Augusta County Fair this year, and we're going to talk a little bit to Rattlesnake Dave. So Dave, tell us, what can people expect from your show? Well, John and Nina, according to the Augusta County Sheriff's Office, there's been an ongoing incident in Greenville involving SWAT since about 1:30 this afternoon. And there are a few dozen people gathered in front of the courthouse today protesting conditions at the border. I'll step out of the way really quick so you can see the group of people gathered here. I am over in Elkton, and on my way over here, the roads were pretty clear. They were wet, but there wasn't any snow or anything on the road. Wrestling fans, including some outside Virginia, purchased tickets for an event with who they say are some of the biggest stars in wrestling. The event was supposed to happen in April in Waynesboro, but it has been canceled, and fans are still asking questions.
We were really excited about it, and we really wanted to be able to meet Undertaker and Kane.
The Undertaker, he's probably one of the top 10 most famous wrestlers ever.
For the people who bought tickets for a fundraising event, this was going to be big. And Marvin Ward, owner of Awesome Wrestling Entertainment, had an even bigger vision for it. He wanted to bring in wrestling stars The Undertaker and Kane to benefit Gracie Phillips, a local girl fighting cancer. But Ward said his vision was expensive. He said it would have cost over $100,000, and he needed to sell 600 tickets. Ward said at $250, tickets were too expensive and sales just weren't there. He says they only sold 118 tickets. After a while, people we interviewed said they were concerned. Some claim advertisements about the show disappeared.
I started to get it suspicious. On their website, they stopped advertising the event. They started taking off that Undertaker and Kane were going to be there.
One man who bought tickets noticed the website was down at the end of January. According to Ward, they were already planning on changing website providers, but they took the website down after the event was canceled when AWE couldn't make the deposit.
Once they said this is over with, I called and I'm like, look, just pull it for now until we can redo it and then we'll put it back up.
Some viewers told us they did not hear from Ward that the event was canceled.
A news article came out that said, for Wrestling Inc., that said the Undertaker's team was not going to be attending the event due to miscommunication from the AWE personnel.
He said she saw the article on January 11th, and a post from Ward came the next day and said refunds would be coming. Ward says he knows people are upset.
We work hard for our money too, and it's frustrating to be told that we would get a refund when that's not happening.
And is working to get the refunds out. Ward said he started refunds on January 16th, but he says he is still waiting on money from deposits he made.
We have a little bit more to go, but rest assured fans will have their refunds within 30 to 45 days.
But over a month after the show was canceled, people just want their money back.
Take care of your mistake. Whatever happened that you claim was out of your control, it's in your control to give everybody their money back.
Some people who I interviewed for this story have received refunds, but there are others who are still waiting. In the studio, Hannah Hall, WHSV.
First responders gave the ultimate sacrifice, and when their tour of duty was done, they didn't get to go home. When I finish these 110 floors, I still get to go home, but they didn't. It's about remembering everyone that perished and lost their lives, the families. I just reflect a lot, just like what those guys went through. All that smoke filled, breathing in fumes and dust and smoke, all willing to make that sacrifice without a question. Never even crossed their mind to stop and run. Their duty and obligation never stopped no matter what happened. And that's what it's about. In the end, those guys serve the community that they work for with full professionalism and duty. We have kind of a brace to hold on, but Those guys only had each other and girls that perished. That they held each other up when they got tired. Like that brotherhood never stopped.
In Harrisonburg, Hannah Hall, WHSV.
Established deliveries is 717.
717 houses, about 1,000 pieces of mail. Over the course of walking around 13 miles, that's the route Adam Ayers completes every day. This week, he comes prepared for the heat.
Cold water and a cooling towel, sunscreen, stuff like that. So I keep stocked on waters. I keep a lot.
Ayers says he doesn't worry too much about heat exhaustion or heat stroke.
I go home stinking. I smell horrible. But your body actually gets used to it a little bit. I mean, I still sweat profusely, real bad, but honestly, you get to a point where you just don't feel it as much.
He says the heat definitely makes delivering mail slower.
Packages aren't that bad. It's the walking loops that I do. That's a lot harder than just hopping parcels.
But Ayers says the work isn't all bad. The best part of his job, seeing the people on the route.
It ends up being kind of like a big family on your route once you get to know the people, know their names, know their stories, know their kids, know their whole family. It really is the best part of the job.
In Waynesboro, Hannah Hall, WHSV.